also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self-Love. So today we're just going to be having one of those heart-to-heart conversations regarding things that people go through on a daily basis. I remember back in the day when we used to start, when losing in love started, we used to share, people used to call in on their lives, and they just share hearty things that they're going through, heavy things that they're going through, and people would get help. They would get other people just commenting on their issue and giving them advices on whatever it is that they're going through. And I think we kind of moved away from that lately, especially from the beginning of this year. I don't remember the last time we had, like, okay, I know we've had episodes which were really like heartfelt and so painful and everything, but I don't remember the last time we had an episode where it was just dedicated to people pouring their hearts out and just sharing whatever it is that is in their hearts, right? And me doing this live, which is so random, it's simply because last night when I went to sleep with a heavy heart because of the Q&As, the things that people were asking me on the Instagram Q&A. And then I woke up with those people in my heart. So I did a video and I said that with whatever it is that you are facing, every challenge that you are facing, everything that you are battling with on the inside of you that you can't share with anybody, you can't even share with those that you love, those that you trust, because you feel like this thing is the one thing that I'm going to die with. But with you saying that this is the thing that I want to die with, you are dying on the inside because you can't share this thing with anybody. I was saying that may God see you through. May God heal you. May God meet you at the point of your need. All right. So basically, that is what this life is about today. But I also said that I wanted to share something, words which are in my heart, which are laid heavy in my heart, so that if anybody does not want to share, but they are going through something, they can just easily, listen to whatever it is that I have to share with you. We have one person in. Hi, Sissy.
Hello, Nijani.
Good, thanks. How are you, my love?
Siyaphila.
How are you?
Yo, angazi nokuthi ngiqale kuphi.
Hmm.
Angazi nokuthi ngiqale kuphi.
Hi, qale sithandwa sami. I literally believe like this life is for somebody, and if that somebody is you, then I'm here for all of that. I believe everybody who's here is also here for all of that. So vent, vent.
So, ngicabanga ngine-2 minutes ngiqeda kujoyina i-live. So, ngiyabona ukuthi uzokhuluma ukuthi sikhulume sikhiphe konke okungaphakathi.
Yes.
So, last month ngashonelwa umuntu ebengithandana naye.
Your partner passed away. Sorry, the people who are coming in, just mute yourself. Whoa. Just give me a second there. All right. Sorry about that.
Okay, nankinga.
All right,
Last
Sandra.
month so kwahamba umuntu ebengithandana naye isikhathi
Yes.
eside. So angazi noma athi ngibike kanje, abantu abasondelene nami bathi ngingakhali, bathi njalo yangizwa mangithi njalo ebusuku lebusuku kufanele ngikhale ngilinde wonke umuntu azalale
so that you can cry.
Kuze yes. Ngihamba i-therapist iyangisiza nayo kakhulu. Yabo uma ngiphambi kwabantu ngi-right,
Yeah.
ungafunga ukuthi akwenzanga next.
Yeah.
Angibi one. Konke
kuyabuya, you know. Sithandwa sami.
Ngiyafa ngaphakathi and yazi mathi khona into ofaka kusho mina.
No, yes, Sithandwa sami, I know somebody who's been through the same thing that you are going through right now. I can also relate in a way because I also lost a child, like mtanam, in a car accident, and I can literally relate to what you are going through right now. But the one thing that I can tell you is that a month is too short. Like, it just happened. Ngathi kwenzekala izolo. You get what I'm saying? So it would be crazy for anybody to expect you to just be fine and okay and just business as usual for now. Kodwa, the one thing that I wanted to ask from you before I can even say anything or anybody else on the platform can say anything to you, I want to find out what is the reason that people are saying to you that you must not cry.
cause angingakhali phambi kwabantwana ngoba bazogula bazongibona ngathi ngiwiki.
How many kids do
Konke
you have?
nje 2.
And then have you seen your kids cry for this person?
Yes.
Yes, Sithandwa sami ne. Let me tell you something. We are healing. We are the generation that is healing from the brokenness which was caused by our parents. And we're not going to blame them because now they were taught the same way. That is why they were the way they were, and they want to pass on the same thing to us. Kodwa, there are some things which, because of the way we were raised, we are unable to understand or just get the hang of it. Ne? And one of those things is the transitioning of emotions. You understand? Because we know that these things that are happening right now, losing a partner or just somebody in the family passing away, these are things that have been happening even when we were growing up, right? But the fact that we never saw our parents crying, that thing is damage Tina as kids, because when you grow up, when you grow older, as an adult, now I was how do you now transition from being okay to being sad? How do you immerse yourself in the pain? How do you grieve? Because abantu, they've been grieving in private. They've been grieving in secret places because they were taught they must never grieve in front of children. I need you to understand your children right now as we speak, they're absorbing everything that is being portrayed in front of them. Shuthi abantwana bakho right now, with you not having to cry in front of them because uzoba wiki or bazogula, it's literally you passing on a mentality when somebody dies you don't cry. Do you understand that now you are creating you are grooming them to become monsters? You understand what I'm saying? To say they must not have feelings, because if somebody dies and you don't cry, because they're supposed to see from you there's something which is pain which comes from somebody dying. And when somebody dies and we feel that pain, we're supposed to cry because of that pain. You get what I'm saying? So when your kids are not seeing that in you, when we are going through stuff, how are they supposed to be growing up, becoming adults who can also cry and know that it's okay to cry when they're going through something, when you are doing it in a secret place? So me now, I don't know the type of people that you have been speaking to, ne? And I'm not gonna judge them because sure abazali bami, they are very much similar to yours, or like black community, we are all the same. We're not even gonna judge each other. But on top of us not judging each other, we are going to learn and unlearn things that our parents taught us, so that we can create and raise a generation which is safer. You understand? Our kids don't have to go through the same thing that we went through. Mina ngithi kuwena, start, because I guess the main reason why they're saying you must not cry is because of the kids.
Yes.
You need to have conversations with your kids. You need to tell them the kids ukuthi kubuhlungu. If it means your kids must see your tears, it's a different story when maybe you are facing abuse, then you must cry in front of kids, because now you are traumatizing the kids, because they're seeing you being abused, and that is going to be stuck with them. But you expressing an emotion, which is an emotion which is relevant, it's understandable why you must feel the way that you are feeling, because you lost a partner. You understand? Your kids need to understand ukuthi uma kubuhlungu kuyakhalwa. And where are they supposed to learn ukuthi uma kubuhlungu kuyakhalwa if it's not from you? Yes, Mina, I'm not gonna lie. When I was going through my divorce, I had to hide certain things from the kids because I did not want them to look at their father in a certain way to say, oh, this man is evil, this man is this man is that. I want them to grow up and decide for themselves if they think their father is a good father or not. But that's a different case. When somebody has died, we grieve, we cry. When I stand beside me, brace yourself, because you're still going to grieve for the longest time, ne? But I think what makes you grieve even longer is how quick are you willing to accept the reality of your life. And you accepting the reality of your life involves what? You involving your kids and not pretending. Oh, don't do that to your kids. Understand? Don't do that to your kids. I'm not saying when I just be crying the whole day in front of your kids and whatever, but when emotions come, when you really feel like crying, and the way kids are, Nesta knows, I mean, they will even ask you, ukuthi kubuhlungu kuphi.
kuphi mama.
You understand
And
what I'm
yiyo
saying?
vele lento leyo bayangibuza vele ukuthi mama yindaba. Sengizothola angisakhona ukurespond ukuthi sengizomphendula ngithini ngithi
You must.
kubuhlungu kuphi.
You must tell them. Lalela Sifunda Sami, I'm not the best mother in the world, ne? But with my method and these methods that I'm applying with my own kids, I got them from my therapist. She was even saying to me, because I was so scared, yes, and I thought to myself, maybe I must take my kids for therapy as well. But then she said to me, "Uyabona the way you are able to communicate with your kids, it will help them, protect them from being broken kids when they grow older. What you need to do, ne, Standwa, is to explain to the kids in a language that they can understand. When you say to them, when they see you crying and bakubuza ukuthi kubuhlungu kuphi, you tell them ukuthi when somebody passes away, that means this person is not coming back. Yes, if you are Christian, you will say, yes, they've passed on to the next, they've gone to heaven to be with God. We will see them one day when we also go to heaven. But ngiyakhala manje because kubuhlungu ngoba lo muntu lona, I will never see them for as long as I am alive. And the things they were doing for you guys, they were doing for me, they're not going to be able to do them anymore because now they are late. You understand what I'm saying? So now, because of all of that, that thing, it makes me sad. So because it is making me sad, I have to cry. There's somebody I want to invite to come into the live, somebody who has lost a partner, ne? Ulondiwe. I hope Londiwe will be willing to just share a few words with you, because obviously, Mina, I can relate because I lost a baby, but Ulondiwe relates more because she lost a partner. I think she once shared her story a couple of months ago, and I would love for her to share with you so that she can just comfort you. Londiwe,
Hi, my speaker.
how are you, my darling? I'm so sorry for ambushing you, Sandwa Sami. When I saw you coming in, I was like, good shot. Ulondiwe can relate to losing a partner and how that is like and how she's coping with the kids and how she made it to be where she is today. I know you shared the story with us before, but I would love for you to share something comfort to Ayanda, because Ayanda lost her partner last month and she's being told ukuthi she must not cry in front of the kids, she must not cry at all, she must keep quiet. Kodwa uyafa ngaphakathi because she's crying in her secret place. And Mina personally, I feel like that's gonna prolong her healing process, but I wanted you to be the one that comforts her in this regard.
Okay, thank you, my speaker. Ayanda, I hope uyaphila sithanda sami. Asia indlela enzima le sithanda sami, it's hard, like sometimes uyafisa ukukhala but kungakhaleki. Leyo part leyo angeke uze ukwazi ukuyivimba ukuthi uyafuna ukukhala khaleki, but mina into engakutshela yona ukuthi makuthi khala, don't allow anyone ozokutshela ukuthi ungakwenzi ukuthi. Ngiyafisa ukuthi yes ungaba strong phambi kwabantwana, but kumele ukhala. Mina kungisizile ukukhala, kungisizile ukushare my story, kungisizile ukuba nabantu abandlulile kule situation. And my sister, I lost a partner one 2021, whereby everything like besi planner, like umshado, like future yethu and stuff, but now aksekho yonke lento le. And about 2 kids abebe ebesizana nabo kodwa bekunguye benza kakhulu, nguye bekwi-responsibility yakhe kakhulu ukuthi abasesikolweni abaphukula and stuff. But now ngingedwa la, yimina engiyibonelayo for my kids. So engakusho mntana sekhaya, please ngicela ukhale, please ngicela. I know kunesimo la sinzima khona whereby umntana azobuya esikolweni ethi mama, like nge-Father's Day my baby came with actually akabiyanga nekhadi. She said, mommy, esikoleni basinikeze amakhadi for Father's Day. So mina ngithe no, angilidingi because anginayo ubaba, I don't have a father. And I have to explain ukuthi nana why ungalithatha ngibe uzoninika imali. Umathi no, anginayo mina ubaba. So izinto efana nalezo ziyakulimaza, ziyakhalisa phambi komntwana uzobe usmile explain, but masuwedwa kumele ukhala. Uyadinga ukhala, and your kids need umama strong, your kids need umama happy, your kids kumele ba-understand ukuthi nawe lento ibuhlungu iyakuphatha kabi, nawe ulimele. And another thing engifisa ukisho ungabavumeli abantu bakupartner wakho bakutshela ukuthi wenzeni ngabantwana bakho. Ungabavumi, and futhi don't expect ukuthi bona bazokulekelela or support your kid. Itshela ukuthi uwedwa la. And mntana sekhaya kunalezi zinto bazokutshela zona ukuthi lokhu i-culture, lokhu yini. My speaker, I was told ukuthi I mustn't attend i-funeral because i-partner yami izolandela kwathini, those things. I spent like 14 years nalo muntu, so angikwazi ku-attend i-funeral yakhe jwang. Kanjani ngizohila kanjani, ngizokhala kanjani, ngizoyibona yonke le nto, ngizoyithola nini i-closure, because number one akagulanga lo muntu like walinyazwa washo. So ngifuna ukuyozwa ukuthi kwenzakalani, ngifuna ukuyokhala, ngifuna ukuyoba naleyo picture so that yonke le nto izoflasheka kumina. So if bazongitshela nge-culture ukuthi angimelanga ngi-attende lapha because of 1, 2 and 3, i-culture sometimes yasilimaza. Ayathi ngelinye ilanga usho enye ivideo ukuthi the time uluze umntwana bathi kumele uphiye kwi-grave umntwana kumele wenze those things. Guys, we need to ask ukuthi why kumele wenze into ongayithandi, why kumele wenze into ezokulimaza, why kumele kuthiwa yenza into lapho wena awukho ready for yenza lento, why kumele wenze into ongayi-understand ukuthi uyenzela for ini. Mina sithanda sami ngaya laphayana, ngaya-attenda, ngakhala laphayana, ngavuma ngathi okay, it's fine.
Nangumuntu wami uyahamba.
Exactly. And Ayanda, you need to downgrade Sandwa Sami. That time la khona ngiba ne-stress, like financially ngakhoni. Yes, I'm working, but life, guys, uyadinga. Ngoba ngisho ukuthi mina uTikTok ungisizele, ngiyohlezi ngikubonga Madam Speaker for ama-live akanjena, for ama-videos onokwenza. And there's a video le ositshela khona ukuthi from tenant to owner. I was going through a lot that time. I was like struggling to pay fees for my daughter. I was struggling to ukwazi ukupheka, because sinale tendency yokuthi if kwi-payday kumele ngiye-restaurant, kumele ngikhiphe abantwana bami bayodla. Umntana wami omunye ufuna i-McDonald's, omunye u-KFC, omunye i-pizza, like awunamali. After 2 days, no money. Ama-debit order yabounce nana. That's that video ngayibuka angazi 100 times. Libe ngithi why ngakwazi ukudowngrade, why nama-account anganasidingo, why kumele ingane zami ngizise kuma-restaurant ngingakhoni, why I have to spend 2,000 yokudla nje ama-takeaways, but kumele ngithenge i-gross. So I understand Sami, please khala, please manje uwedwa, ingane zakho ziyakudinga. Don't expect ukuthi bazokulekelela. Angifuna uqamba amanga kube angimuzi, I'm grateful bayangenzela lokho abakwenzayo, kodwa angilindelanga lutho. Ngibonga lokho ukuthi nje anti uthena u-100 rand, uma umncane uthena u-200 rand, but angilindele lutho ngoba izokulimaza lento yokulindela abantu ukuthi bazokwenzela ini. Izokulimaza lento abantu bazokutshela ukuthi hamba uyoyenzani ethuneni, don't go kuphi. And izokulimaza lento ukuthi bazokutshela ukuthi ingane yakho kumele uyiphathe kanjani. Wena yenza lokho okuzokusebenzela, but into ezokusiza mntana mama, try please, khala uzoba right.
Ma'am, thank you so much, Londiwe ngiyabonga. Thank you for your words. Ayanda, are you still with us, Tando Sam? I hope umzwile kahle umakanozi ne. And then is there anybody else who would like to say something to Ayanda on the people who are on the panel before we can even attend to other issues? Z or Ali?
Hi, Madam Speaker.
Hi, Z.
I also took on my egg, sometime in April this year. I had a stillborn baby. And a lot of people were telling me what people are telling Ayanda.
Yes.
Not to cry. Apparently, when you cry, you are holding this person not to cross over, blah, 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 blah. But for me,
Sorry, guys.
it's only been a few months. But I feel crying in your own safe space, even when your kids are around. But just uhlale kamereni nje when you feel today you are not okay.
Yeah.
And have yourself a moment where you are just talking to God and you are crying.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay.
For me, I feel that is working for me. Yes. You still have to go to your therapist and stuff.
Yes. And the therapist actually do encourage you to cry, yes.
It is. It is. For me, time I feel it is working for me. Even though on a daily basis, because Mina I'm in sales, so on a daily basis I still have to answer to people bebang bona heavily pregnant.
Oh, Jehovah.
Because it happened at 7.5 months pregnant. So those people still ask me, where's the baby? How's the baby? So when I have to answer those people, it takes me back. It triggers my emotions. Again, I am reliving what happened again. But I try, Shem, to be strong. And then when I get home, in my own comfort zone, in my own space, that's where I kneel down and speak to God, ask God, do I really deserve this? Why did you let me come this far with this person only to take him now? But if it's your will, it's okay. I guess there's nothing I can do. There's not like you can't change it, but only to accept. So accept it and wamukele ngenhliziyo yakho yonke. Wazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu loves you and you'll be okay. That's all I wanted to say because I felt good. That's what people have been telling me. Like, I need to tell you that you're not alone. This is exactly what people are saying to me. Suddenly, you can't cry in front of the kids. You can't cry in public. When even those clients, when they ask me, they expect me to be strong. But how?
How? You are only human. Yes, guys.
Exactly. You just took me back to the deepest hold any in my life, which happened not so long ago again. So you expect me not to cry. It's okay.
You guys, let me tell you
this
thing.
Alone.
Mina, I feel like yes, I have healed a lot regarding the loss of my daughter, ne? But just yesterday, Izolo, not even last week, just yesterday, I was having a conversation with my kids, ne? And I was saying like, it was just a fun conversation, Yoguti, I don't want another kid. The girl says, she wants a sister, right? And the brother is saying, no, I don't want other kids. And then, this boy, ne, just dropped a bomb. This is because, I speak with my kids openly about the loss of my firstborn child, ne? This kid said to me, Mama, I get it if Ofunwa was still alive, it was going to be her, then I was going to be the middle child, then Punwentle was going to be the last born, then it was going to be 3 of us. So it's still a count of 3. My son just... Oh, you understand that? You understand that bomb that is going to be thrown at you by your kid. And remember, the reason why kids are comfortable to throw such bombs at me is because I've made it safe for them to throw such bombs. And those triggers that come with them throwing such bombs at me, they are necessary for my healing. Because...
You know what I...
Yes, Tandwa.
Because after I was discharged from hospital, we went to bury my daughter. And I've got like a 14-year-old daughter. And I didn't have a strength to tell her what had happened because she was also so excited about her little sister coming. And then all of a sudden, she's no longer coming. I took some time off. I stayed with my sister until I felt I was ready to go confront her after we had buried the little one. And then I told them, Sisi, listen, you remember mommy had a big tummy. You remember we were expecting your sister, but unfortunately, she is no more. She's an angel now. And then later, I took her to the graveside so that she can also pour her heart out at the graveside and speak whatever she wanted to say to her after that shock, after that bomb I just dropped on her. And then the one thing I realized, and I think it hurt me so much, and when we were there and she was talking, she said, Sisi, I was really happy to meet you. And I want to cry so bad, but I feel like I must be strong for mom. You understand? So that also hurt me. Every day now, I feel like this one did not grieve because she is thinking for me.
Sure.
Yeah, Bon. But again, we try to talk about it on a daily basis. When she misses her, when I miss her, we talk about it. We are still believing in God. We hope God will give us another one.
You know, that is such a beautiful thing. The fact that you are able to speak, you know, speaking with these kids, like speak with them in a language that they can understand about people that they loved, because now they have feelings. And if you don't open that platform to speak about these things, you are creating monsters, because we are saying to them, we don't talk about these things, we bottle them up.
Yes.
Yes, Tandwa.
Good evening, Madam Speaker.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very fine. Yes, I'm listening.
I am satisfied. You can now take me off the line.
Oh, okay. Is it Z?
No, it's the dreamer who's talking. I don't know.
Somebody said I must take them out.
Oh, okay.
Who said I must take them out?
I think it's Z.
Oh, okay. Omunye phone ya vibrator. Whose phone is vibrating, guys?
I don't know. Can I?
You may proceed, the dreamer. The dreamer, you may proceed. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It was me.
Okay.
It was me.
Okay, stand.
It's Z.
Okay.
Okay. As I've written,
yes, it was me.
Okay. It means when I'm speaking and then Z speaking, but it's fine. I was listening to our sister there.
Madam Speaker.
Hi, there are two people speaking.
The dreamer is online.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm speaking.
And it seems like there's somebody else who's speaking who is not on the live. I don't know how that's happening.
So can I continue?
Okay, the dreamer, you may proceed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying I heard the story of our sister there with regards to issue of her being told not to cry. For me, I feel that as human, regardless of your gender, you know, we need to have a space where we cry. Crying, I think, is another way of releasing pain. And we are bound at a certain point to be vulnerable to ourselves. We can't be strong every day.
Yeah.
We can't be strong everywhere. And remember, what we do, we tend to forget that there are values that we adopt from others, and others can also adopt the values that we hold as human. But especially if you are a mother, if you are a mother, if you have kids, you need to take into account that whatever that you do in a daily basis, either negative or positive, they adopt things that are of a value, things that are very important in your life. They will adopt them. So if you are a mother, I think it's of importance to show them that you are in pain, in order for them to understand your space and know how to support mommy. Because if mommy act as in a strong person, one day mommy will fall and leave these people while pretending to be well, while not well. So when you are not well, don't hide that. Because that's you, your emotions, it's you. You are attached to your emotions.
Yes.
They need to know that there are moments where you need to cry as a person. Hiding that space, it's not going to help you. It's going to deprive them also an opportunity to learn something beautiful. It's very beautiful to cry. Even biblically, you can go as far reading about King David. There were moments where he could even cry. He was a king, a greater king, but he cried. Because crying, it has an element of you even, healing from things that also you were not talking about them, because you might even think that, okay, the current situation is the one that is very heavy. But when you enter in a space where you accept, because when you cry, then you start to accept that this thing is happening to me. This is me who is experiencing this. This is my experience that I will carry for lifetime. So I need to grieve in my space. So I think what people are depriving others, it's a safe space for people, to vent out, to cry. Now I promote crying because from my experience, I had.
Okay, the dreamer got cut off there. The dreamer, we cannot hear you anymore. I cannot hear you anymore, the dreamer.
Can I jump in?
Yes, of course, Zanile, you can jump in.
Good evening, Madam Speaker and ladies.
Good evening,
and gentlemen, if they are online. I couldn't have agreed more than not cry because I will.
She's back on now.
Okay.
Hello.
I will hinder.
I think she has a little bit of a network problem there, so I don't think she's aware that it's busy kicking her in and out, in and out.
His ways, I don't know from going where, like. They said I should not cry because I will be
the dreamer.
Hindering his ways. Even if we have learned certain things that are not, helpful, crying, it's good for me. For me, I feel, my sister, find a space to cry. And even when your kids find you crying, take your time. We need them to learn that there's a time to cry. Even the Bible says there's a time to cry, because that's your time to cry, my dear. There will be a time for you to laugh, and they will know that you have passed that time for crying. Yeah, that's one thing that I felt I could share. She should cry. She should not even fear anyone on that area.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you so much, Sisi. The dreamer. I think Zandile wanted to speak after you, just to emphasize on some of the points that you have made there, although you were being cut off from time to time. Zandile, I think you can proceed.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, I actually I just said, she just took words out of my mouth. One thing that we should be careful of is this issue of trying to You know, when someone has lost a member of the family, especially when it's a child, we should allow the person to deal with the situation the way it is comfortable for that particular person. The way I have dealt with the situation as Uzanti could not be the same with you as Madam Speaker, because the journey will never be the same. So this thing of she mustn't cry, she's hindering, then in the near future, she will be the one sitting with the severe depression
it's gonna
disorder.
affect her health.
Then she will have to go up and down the psychiatric hospital, and she will never get healing up until she sits down and go back to say, what is it that I didn't do?
And the most important thing, Zandile, out of what you are saying right now, is that the people who are telling her to not cry, they will not be held accountable for her suffering all these chronic diseases that are going to come as a result of her not crying. They won't be there to take account. Ayanda, I need you to understand that the people who are saying you must not cry now, when not crying and bottling things up affects you in the future, these people will not be there.
Exactly. True to exactly. Exactly. I remember when I consulted with the psychologist, you know, in the middle of the conversation with the psychologist, she was crying tears, busy changing from this tissue to the next one. I was busy yelling. And at the end of the day, she asked me, Zandile, do you think what you are telling me is normal? I said, what do you mean? She said, you have lived in a painful way to the extent that you have accepted that this is your life, and which
you
is
have
wrong.
Normalized all these terrible things.
And which is wrong. You can't accept to live in pain. You can't accept to live in pain. So allow yourself to be yourself. We can come and say things, try to advise you, but at the end of the day, when you are seated alone, do what is right for yourself and for your health. That is very important. Because tomorrow when you don't cry, as the dreamer has mentioned, you will fall. That will be the end of you. Because you have bottled up so much unnecessary. Crying is your journey to healing. There is no way where when you cry, you stop a person from going wherever they are supposed to be going. But it's a healing process for you as an individual. Like myself, even if in Asugile, I will go to my corner and cry. I will be much, much better than the situation. Then I will come back from crying and become a better person, because I feel taking this pain out that's what makes me better. So it is very important to like when in another language they say each case has its own merits. So each situation has its own way and ways on how you will get through.
It can never be a one size fits all, this life thing, you know.
Yes. Avoid this thing of trying to copy something that you know. Uzolimala. So let me not prolong this, but I wanted to emphasize this from the dreamer when she says, be yourself, be you. Continue to do things that are going to heal you, because the journey, singakhuluma manje sonke, but the journey yakho, it wants you to own it and be part of your journey. Don't run away from your journey. With those people that are saying don't cry, don't run away from your journey. Accept your journey, stay in your journey, heal in your journey. Then don't forget to pray. Don't forget to pray. God is going to help you, is going to give you strength to continue in your journey.
Amen.
We always want to run away from the pain, and that is very dangerous, because where you're going, you're still gonna find it.
It will always catch up with you. It's never gonna.
It will always catch up.
It's like a shadow. It never goes away until you deal with it.
Exactly.
I wanted to move
your
to
journey.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandra Sami. I wanted to move to Mrs. J, but I think Ayanda had something to say or to add on. I think she was cut because Ayanda, her voice is softer than ours, Sandra Sam. So I wanted her to say something before I can move to Mrs. J.
Oh, Madam Speaker, as okubuhlungu kakhulu yini?
Yes, Sandra.
Ngingahlala la esitradini sami. Few blocks la esitradini la phezulu nje. Mangiphuma bazoqala phansi phephisa asikizi. Yabona sengize ngisaba ngisho ukuphuma la endlini. Sasa ukuthi bazolibela bethi phephisa bangibuyisela back to square one.
Yes. It's exactly the same thing as Z was saying. Z has already left. Remember what Z was saying to say, because she deals with people every day. They used to see her pregnant every day. They must ask her and say, Pepisa. And I mean, the thing, next time, let me tell you with my own experience, with that one, because I would always run to my doctor and say, doctor, please write me a sick note. I can't face people when I go out there. People give me funny looks. Like, even when I'm trying to forget my situation, when I bump into people, bang, filela sorry. You know what she said to me, that lady? Dr. Segopa. She said to me, I'm not writing you a note. When you are going to work, and those people are gonna say sorry, Pepisa, and some are gonna be insensitive and ask you, where were you looking when you had that accident that took your child's life? They're gonna be insensitive, ne? But I'm not gonna write that note for you to hide. You are going to face them. Because even if they don't say today, I write you a note today, 5 years later, when they see you, if they had not seen you, they're still gonna say the same thing. So meaning ukuthi, whether you wanna run away from it or not, okusalayo Ayanda, the day you decide to leave your house, people are still gonna say Pepisa, even if you leave your house after a year. So meaning ukuthi, that pain, nje, iqondane nawe straight so, it's not going anywhere. Bazothi Pepisa, bazocika, you are going to be so annoyed, you're gonna be angry, you're gonna be triggered by people just reminding you, even though you want to forget. But I need you to understand, Uguti, this is literally like applying spirit on a wound. Because when you apply spirit for the first time, it's gonna be very painful. But when they come with spirit the second time and the third time, it's not as painful as the first time. And also that means Uguti, the healing is taking place. So the reason why the pain now is more excruciating than it's going to be in a later stage is because it's still new, it's a fresh wound. And you can't avoid the spirit that's gonna come with people. That one you cannot avoid. I wish you could. I wish I could take you, you run away, you hide somewhere, you come back after a year. But still, when you come back after a year, they're still gonna apply that spirit on your wound. Mrs. J?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Madam Speaker.
How are you, my darling?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, like I feel the pain, you know. My husband died in 2019. I have 2 kids. You know that the community can make you feel like you see nyama. You know, I still cry even now.
Yeah.
But I pray to God, God, you chose me at the age of 27 to lose my husband, you know. You chose me not because you hate me, but because you love me.
Yeah.
I was so miserable. I was so miserable to such extent that I ended up like not being able to walk. I was using the crunches. Like I was not myself, but I kept on moving. I crawled. I told myself that, Lord, wherever you're taking me to, I am going with you.
Yes.
You know, people will make you feel like there's something that you did. Your community. You know, I ended up like leaving my house. I left my husband's house to go to another one because I felt like everyone was on my case. People on the street, your neighbors, you know, they will make you feel like you did something wrong, you know, especially staying with young kids. My firstborn was 6 by the time the dad passed, and my lastborn was 4. I only have two kids. And remember, by the time I'm not even working, I stay in town. I ended up like, my family supported me, my mother, she supported me, my sisters, everyone. But my husband was a doctor. They can't afford that life, you know. They can't afford to pay my bills. I ended up like staying in the dark, not having electricity, but not aware. You know, I still remember the other day when I opened the fridge, I found that there was 2 slices of a mold bread. But I was not aware. I was just living, and I allowed God to take control, you know. A professional, I'm a professional teacher. And then I got a job, and then when I was at work, I was just crying. I was always crying every time. I was always crying, and lucky they gave me the Bible study. I was teaching the Bible, and every time when I feel like I'm losing it, I would just pray for those kids, you know.
Yeah.
Until I found another job where I'm working from home. You know, God can do a miracle, you know. Now I'm working from home. I can cry at my own space. You know, I cry, and it's not bad to cry. And you did not do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's God. And allow God to use you. Believe me, I'm a very strong woman, and I didn't know that. My siblings always tell me that, you know what, you are the strongest person we have ever seen. You know, you are the mother, you are the driver, you are their teacher, you are their auntie, you are their motivator. In fact, you are everything.
Yeah.
Like what I'm trying to say to Stacey is that it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but allow yourself to grieve. You did not do anything wrong. You did not wrong anyone. You know, I always thought that I follow Madam Speaker even on Instagram. You know, I always follow your things. You know, I thought I was the only one. People would look me at that eye. You know, that is like you did something wrong for losing your husband at that age.
Yeah.
And believe me, I never did anything wrong. And allow God to heal you.
Yeah.
People will always be there. People will can say anything.
Yeah.
And one of my neighbors used to tell me that, you know that if you date another man, they're going to die.
Oh, Jehovah. Imagine people
You know,
have, Jehovah. And you still have to deal with all of those things. And people are so insensitive. You still have to deal with people
yes.
running their
They
mouths.
a lot.
Yeah. They said you should not be with people who have their husband because you lost yours.
Ha!
And my grandmother told me that we don't do anything. We are Christian at home. Whoever asks you, did they wash you? You said yes.
Oh, yeah.
You said yes, they did. Now everyone was said, did they? By the time when I was using the crutches, they would say it's your husband's blood. It's running through you. You will follow him. You know.
Oh,
I left my house. I left my house with no one. I moved to another town. But I went to my family this week and talked to my family that I feel like I'm strong now. I can go back to my own house. I feel like I can stand up. You know, when that time when people will attack you at that time when you are not strong. When you lose someone you love, it's not easy. You can't even say anything.
Yeah.
You can't even, sometimes you can't even bath.
No.
But people will the devil will bring the demons, the devil will bring his people to torment you, you know?
To just add on salt to the wound.
To torture you. The devil will always bring, believe me, I'm healed. And I always go to my husband's grave and then to appreciate him for being in our lives, you know? My kids are fine now. We go there, put flowers. We're not going to do the rituals.
Yeah.
We just go there just to put flowers as a reminder that my kids, and my neighbor will always tell my kids that you don't have dad. No, don't talk about dad. I was like, my kids have dad. It's just that he's not present. Don't say that to them because they know they are dead, you know. Cry, my sister. Cry as much as you want. You will heal. Believe me, my heart is at peace now. It's at peace and I'm okay. Believe me, you're going to be fine. Just that baby step that you're taking. You're going to be fine. It's not easy, but you're going to be fine. Believe me.
It's not easy, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Thank you
You're going
so
to be
much,
fine. You
Mrs. J.
can take my numbers. I can talk to you. From experience, I can guide you. You're going to be fine, believe me.
Wait, you know what? I'm going to hook you guys up, ne? Unless if
Okay.
you can just follow each other, ne? But I'll also just make sure that I have you, the two of you here, so that you guys can swap numbers as well. And
Thanks,
see how
Madam
you can
Speaker, for
communicate.
making this easy for us.
Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much for sharing your stories, and thank you so much for comforting Ayanda, because you know what, we really need to support each other. We really need to be there for each other, because if we don't do this for one another, then what are we here for? What are we doing? You know, there's one person who has not spoken. I think it's Kido has not spoken, because we are running out of time now. I think after Kido speaks, I'm gonna allow everybody to just have parting words, comforting words to Ayanda, and also Ayanda to have her own parting words, and then we'll go our separate ways.
Okay, good evening, everybody.
Hi, Kido.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
Yo, Ayanda, my advice to you is go with your emotions. Whatever you feel, just let it be. Because I experienced death. It was my first time experiencing it, you know. My brother passed away. To cut the long story short, my brother was killed by a family member. All right, physically, they shot him 9 bullets.
Wow.
Yes, he was bathing. They came to the house. They shot him 9 bullets. And okay, long story short, we were called. And then my mother had to go and see him like that. And me being the second born, my brother is the firstborn, me being the second born, and also because I'm a nurse, you know, my whole family were actually looking at me as the strong person, because they said to me,
you do this on a daily basis. Yes.
People. Yeah, Baba. And indeed, at that time, my mind just needed to focus on arranging the funeral and everything like that, because my mother was disorientated to a point that I even thought, Dore, she will never be okay. I thought she will be a psych, because even in the malls after the funerals and stuff like that, she would just lose her mind and imagine my brother and things like that.
Yeah.
Fast forward the story, I didn't cry. I was the strong one indeed until everything happened. And only like 6 months later, when I was at work, and then a patient that looked similar to my brother came in. And that patient was not eating. We had to put in a chew, right as if it happened a minute ago. And nobody understood what was going on with me. I couldn't explain. So I just believe, cry, just go with your emotions. Don't bottle up anything.
Don't try to be
sometimes
strong,
also
you know.
trying to be the strong person and trying to be there for everybody, because you know, being the strong person, you don't want to let people down.
Exactly. It's the pressure. They put pressure on you to say, because you are the strong one, when now you must be the one that keeps it together, because if you fall apart, then what's going to happen? And that is not good for your health.
It's really not good. It's not good, because it always catches up with me. And I can't even talk to it. I can't talk to my mother about it. I can't talk to my other siblings about it, because I feel like they're going to break down, because I've been seen as the strong person. So Ayanda, whatever you feel, just go with it.
Don't
if you
try
feel like
to be
crying,
strong.
cry. If you feel like you don't want to talk to anybody, don't answer your phone. Whatever you feel, just go with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Allow yourself to just be in the moment, whatever it is that it says right now. This is what I want. Do exactly that.
Yeah, true.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Sissy. I really appreciate you sharing with us. And I'm so sorry for every single one of you ladies who have lost. And even those who are in the comment section who have been through, we've been through the most. But I thank God for gathering us here today, and also just to comfort one another. I'm going to just give us a minute each to have parting words. I'm going to start from the bottom with the dreamer. The dreamer, are you still with us? Okay, I think we are losing people here, and the network also is not on my side. Mrs. J, I feel like I can't come to you, but I can come to you because we are using a sequence. The reason why I'm saying I feel like I can't come to you is because you just spoke now. But it's fine. You can go ahead and speak, and then we'll move to Zandile. Then we'll end with Ayanda. Mrs. J?
Now, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you guys, because this is what we need.
Yeah.
We need each other's support, to move on.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your program.
Thank you so much, my darling. Please don't forget to DM me your numbers, okay?
I will, my dear.
Okay. Zandile, your parting words?
Okay, thank you. Also, I'd like to appreciate all of you ladies sharing your stories. It never gets old when you lose a loved one.
Yeah.
As Ukido has said, after 6 months, somebody else will say after 2 years, you'll always remember them. But just remember that God is there. He is our strength. He is our pillar. At all times, please kneel down, ladies, and make prayer your priority in all that we are doing. God is going to watch over you and is going to make sure that He gives you strength that you continue in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my darling. Ayanda, your parting words, my love?
I'd like to thank you. The bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much. Oh man, thank you so much, my darling. We are with you in prayer. For those, if any one of you ladies would like to go rewatch the whole life, it's available on YouTube now on my channel, Madam Speaker, so that if maybe there are parts that you feel like if you can re-listen to this one, it will really help you, because I'm one person that really does this whole thing of re-listening to something that really speaks to my heart, because the more I listen to that thing, the more it really speaks to my heart and it gives me the healing that I need. So if there's anything that has been spoken by anybody on this live that you feel like, what, I need to re-listen to this, just go on my YouTube, watch the whole thing, or watch that part specifically. You will find it there for you. And also, I need to emphasize, ladies, that we're still having our second annual Women's Conference on the 12th of August 2023 in Pretoria, Doxa Deo. You can check out the poster, which is on my profile picture. And also this year we are having another one in Polokwane on the 25th of August 2023. So all these things are happening in the month of August, the month of women. This is the time when we need to really hold each other's hands. We need to be together and just comfort each other. We have been called for a time such as this. And I mean, if God says, let's do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my part. And ladies, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the healing. And I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. Good night.
We love you too. We love you too. Can I also add something on that?
Yes, of course, my darling.
On the month of Women's Month, actually, Women's Month, which is August.
Yes.
Can every woman normalize doing pap smear at least once a year, please?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, my love.
Every Women's Month, at least on that month, please.
Thank you so much for that reminder.
Good night, ladies.
Because I did a video once. I did a video once about pap smear when I was going for a pap smear and also for a womb scrub. But I think just making it a Women's Month type of thing is such a beautiful idea. Okay, so I think that's one of the things that I'm going to make a norm of announcing it even on the other lives, so that people can just normalize doing a pap smear on Women's Month. And also for those who have already bought the tickets, thank you so much for the support. I can't wait to see you guys in Pretoria, Doxa Deo, and in Polokwane, Library Gardens. Ayanda, I'm with you. Please DM me your numbers. You will swap with Mrs. J, ne? Guys, let's hold each other's hands. Let's just heal, okay? We will do this. We can do this combined, all right? I love you so much, guys. Good night. Those who are on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe if you like this video. And God bless you. Good night.